Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news, everyone. Breaking news. I am here in Pasco County. I'm on Massachusetts Avenue in Newport Richey, and there are a mass panic for Sandbags, folks. Hurricane Milton is coming. Boots on the ground. JLR investigates. Will be storm chasing this monster hurricane that is expected to hit the west coast of Florida sometime on Wednesday. Some models are saying Wednesday morning. Some are saying late Wednesday. A lot of the models are not necessarily in agreement of where the storm is going to hit, but this area here, as of now, seems like it's a possibility that it will hit Pasco, Pinellas County. And behind me, folks, there are massive amount of people, including inmates over there getting sandbags. There is some evacuation zones in Pasco County, particularly west of US Highway 19, that had flooded out during Hurricane Helene, and people are taking this very, very seriously. I just went past Home Depot. Many people are getting all types of wood and boards. Numerous gas stations, the lines have formed, and the lines have formed at grocery stores. So let me spin the camera around and show you what's going on, and then we'll talk more about this storm. But this is the live right now in Pasco County, Florida, and it's already began to rain here. There is a lot of people out here. How are we good on reception? Are we good on reception? The forecast has a lot of rain for the next couple days up to when this storm is occurring. But yeah, we saw the same thing yesterday at Hillsborough County yesterday while they were getting sandbags. So, you know, if you live in low-lying areas, I would advise to get some sandbags. There's sandbag distribution here. Don't know how long it will last for, but there is a lot of people out here getting sandbags, including I'm going to show you here, inmates at the local jail there are out there getting the sandbags. As you see, inmates getting sandbags. That's how serious it is. These county sheriffs are allowing the inmates, probably trustees from the Pasco County Jail, out here to get sandbags. So that's that's the situation here. You have, it's starting to rain in Pasco County, but it's going to get much worse, folks. Now, storm models are kind of playing a little windshield wiper right now. Some of the models are now pushing this possibly farther south of Tampa Bay, maybe Sarasota area. These models need to be watched closely because, you know, they can change at any given time. But according to the National Hurricane Center, they have the eye of the storm as of now coming over the Tampa Bay area, which would consist of this area, Pinellas County, and Hillsborough County, and then jot inland, and eventually go into the east coast of Florida. How strong will the hurricane be? Cat 3, Cat 4 as of right now. They say major hurricane is going to hit Florida. They say a major hurricane is going to hit Florida sometime on Wednesday. But here are people getting the sandbags piles. There are numerous locations throughout Pasco County. San Antonio in the inland is also giving out sandbags. Now, is anyone from Pinellas or Pasco County in low-lying areas? How many people in the chat are from the areas? We are monitoring situation, and they're actually bringing more sand. They're bringing more sand. There's a lot of people here. There's probably 100 vehicles here getting sand at multiple different locations here. Let's see them dropping off sand. They're dropping off sand up here. Let's see what's going on. This is an emergency situation, state of emergency declared, numerous counties. And yeah, they're dropping sand off at this location right here. They're dropping sand. People are coming up, getting their sand, getting prepared for this storm. Now, there's also reports that the National Guard is going to be using Tropicana Field as a mobile station. I'm going to look into that in a little bit down in St. Pete. This is Pasco County dumping sand for more residents to get. I do not think there's a limit on sandbags, but I could be wrong. So more sand has arrived. More sand has arrived. You know, you got to take this. Yeah, more sand has arrived. It's a big pile of sand that happened. But people from all walks of life are out here, getting those sandbags, and getting prepared for the hurricane. So when the hurricane comes, you know, you won't be flooded, or you won't have. Now, how good does sandbags work? Now, again, folks, you know, these weather models, we covered Hurricane Helene. We on JLR Investigates were in the eye of the storm of Hurricane Helene. And remember, folks, up to about, 5 or 6 hours before the storm hit, they were thinking it was going to go down by Alligator Bay, south of Tallahassee, and then it swung to the east. It swung to the east and actually hit Steinhatchee, Keaton Beach, up through Perry. So it went that 60 miles to the east. So, whatever the map says at this time, you should pay very, very close attention, because the storm could zigzag at any direction at any time. I've seen the weather maps and the models take it up into Crystal River area of Citrus, Hernando County. Now I'm seeing models down there in Sarasota and Venice, and models all in between. So, you got to take these things very, very seriously in these evacuations and the preparedness of hurricanes, because we need even more trucks of sand. Look, they're bringing in trucks of sand. They're bringing in even more trucks of sand. Sandbags. Yeah, the prisoners are busy. They bring in prisoners out here to help load sandbags. Prisoners are busy. There's other trucks here that are arriving. I mean, I would say it doesn't hurt if you got inmates that are trustees and you get them out and help them and try to help the community get sandbags. Yes, it would make a huge difference. I mean, it's all hands on deck here. There's hundreds here for sure, and more people are arriving. Hundreds here. Now this is 72 hours now, folks. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You're running out of time. You're running out of time. People are running out of time. This is just one of many locations here in Pasco County. Now, wherever this storm may be, here, me and Magnolia made a kind of a determination. If it hits up our way, I'm kind of use my home as a staging ground to cover the storm. But if it does hit further south, I'll be headed out to, storm chase and bring the accurate information in real time of, where it's flooded, where it's not, where it's hit hard, where it's not. To get that information, because sometimes some of the meteorologists are a little bit behind on, the storm chasers. Storm chasers are the people on the front line sharing with you what is exactly is going on. But it seems like there is a panic going on here. We saw that. predicted that this would start today. I think tomorrow is going to really be where the supermarkets are really going to be flooded with people buying those last groceries, non-perishable items, you know, cans of food, toilet paper, paper towels, trash bags, things like that. And then the Home Depots and the Lowe's and the Ace Hardware stores, I expect people to be getting generators, trying to get generators, and plywood and different supplies to prepare themselves. But, you know, people have seen the damage that Helene did. So this is not really necessarily hurricane fatigue. This is people trying to get their supplies. I'll take you around. I'll walk you around. This, like, almost like a war zone around here of just people around here. Look, there's more. There's another truck in here. It's Pasco County. It's bringing with full sand. Probably will be helping like 1,000 people with the sand. We'll go around here and just show you the amount of people here coming in. Go up front. Yeah, there's a scramble for sand. A mad scramble for sand. A mass scramble for sand. This is people coming in, piling in. They want the sand. Yeah, it's a huge turnout. You know, a lot of people in the county here in Pasco County, west of US Highway 19, live 3 to 5 feet above sea level. And a lot of homes, you got to keep in mind that a lot of homes during Hurricane Helene got 5-foot storm surge from Helene, you know, and if the predictions are true on this one, you're going to have a lot of storm surge that's similar, if not more. Well, there's other locations. Remember, folks, there's other locations. So, other locations. But yeah, and I believe they'll probably be doing this probably tomorrow, but I can't say for sure. They're announcing that they were doing storm preparedness. There's a lot of people. Sand might work, might not work. Some people are very skeptical about the sand, if sand really works, or what its intended purpose is for. I guess if you put it in front of your door, it could stop water from coming in. It could, might not, could. I'm gonna go in here a minute, and I parked right over here, and I want to give you guys some information. Go here and get you guys that information here, so we can.
Can you get out okay?
I should. I'm not leaving yet. Okay. Give me a second, folks. Put the thing up. Okay, yeah. We'll put this right here, and then we'll talk. So, all right. So she asked if I can get out. Okay, the person next to me. It seems like it is orderly. It seems like the situation is orderly. We got a dire situation here. Okay, so here's the latest, right? You know, let's talk a little bit about North Carolina with FEMA, right? Because more and more people are calling out FEMA and the FEMA's response to the hurricane in Helene. And when people are calling out FEMA, I got a clip I want to share with you. I think it's important to get this clip right here out there, because here's now a police officer calling out FEMA and calling out the disaster that FEMA is doing. And now you're getting lots of people, including now law enforcement, that are, you know, calling FEMA a joke and don't donate anything to FEMA, because you remember FEMA said, you know, the Homeland Security chief said they're out of money. They can't handle another hurricane. So someone in Florida is getting damage here. Someone possibly could get 10 feet of storm surge, a community, whether it's Tampa Bay, Sarasota, Venice, Cape Coral, Fort Myers. Someone along the coast is going to get that, right? Get that. But listen to this right here.
By now, everyone's heard about what's going on in the western part of Carolina, eastern Tennessee, Florida, Georgia. Donate. Please donate what you can. Try to find a nonprofit to donate to, a church, local PD. A lot of those are taking donations, sheriff's departments. I know my department is running a bunch of stuff to the western part of the state to help. Donate. But please do not donate to FEMA. They are hindering a lot of what people are trying to accomplish out in the western part of the state. FEMA doesn't understand that these Appalachian people are built differently. I'm very familiar with them. They are not going to stand by idly and have government officials tell them what to do. FEMA's playing a game of FAFO because free men don't ask for permission. Again, please donate and help these people out. They need us now more than ever.
What do you think? You believe them? Do you believe them? JLR live, boots on the ground. I am in Pasco County. I'm going to actually take you over here. We're going to monitor. It's kind of raining out here. The rain has started. Let me make sure I can get out. Let me make sure I can get out before the mass panic. This is also an area where they've been putting a lot of the hurricane debris. The debris from the hurricane. See if I can get around. Yep, I can get around. I can get around. I'm just gonna park over here. I'm covering it. I'm just gonna park over here and show what's going on. Okay. Thank you.
Make sure you're out of the way.
Yeah.
Send the tandem through.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, so we are here, folks, Pasco County, Florida. All right, so the rain kind of stopped. It's kind of like coming in and then not. We're starting to get these like rain bands that are going on, but I want to share some more information about the storm. They're about to drop more sand off here. The sand is coming. It's about to drop more sand. Back up a little bit, give them room. The sand is getting dropped off. They're going to drop off sand. So what they're saying is these maps are kind of like weird right now, folks. The maps have this system, and I want to show you, like there's so many models now that are kind of taking it down to the south towards Sarasota area, Venice. These are like some of the latest maps, which actually takes it a little bit south of Tampa Bay. So we're monitoring this, but that could be subject to change because, you know, like the models yesterday were having it a little bit farther north of Tampa Bay, like Tarpon Springs. We're in like this area, Pasco County. So, you know, they can change at any given time, and even up to the last second, these models, these weather models could, you know, fluctuate. So I would just say pay very, very close attention if you are in the area, the Pasco County area, Pinellas County, any of the surrounding counties. I would pay really close attention. Let me put this up here. Give me a second here. All right, there you go. So yeah, we're here in Pasco County, Florida. As you see, sandbags are up. Sandbags are up, going up. In Pasco County. I don't know why it's doing that. I'm having problems here. Let me see. Oh, there we go. There we go. All right, so let's talk. JLR investigates. How are we looking on reception here? My mind is telling me to take me down towards Sarasota. Like, I'm thinking maybe Sarasota in that particular area. I'm not so sure yet where we want to go. I might even bring Magnolia might even come with me. It's, you know, it remains to be seen. The rain has kind of started. Sandbags. We're gonna be driving around, looking around. Oh, thank you for the Phantom 67 gifted 10 memberships. Really appreciate that. You know, I think if you want to see what's going on in real time, we do that pretty good here. I'm gonna work my way down to like Pinellas County. I'm gonna see what they're doing on Clearwater Beach, considering that people still have all their stuff out. They have all their things out there at the edge of the properties. All the debris that came in from their you know, the storm surge of their home from Helene last week. It's devastating. But yeah, you could see like almost like so some of these are like Pasco County helpers. Okay, so a Jeep is pulling in. The Jeep is going to be pulling in, and they're going to be getting their sandbags. Sandbags. So we got sandbag distribution. Pasco County, Florida. Hurricane Helene. So there will be an 11 a.m. advisory by the National Hurricane Center. I'm waiting to see what it kind of says. So far, they're saying it has 60-mile-an-hour winds. But the rain has been coming in already in Tampa area. I looked on the Tampa weather radar. I think this is going to be a major rainmaker. If you see the storm right now, this is the current radar. It's just a glob of green all in this area. So we're going to probably get these like showers that come in heavy and then stop for a while. But I eventually think this thing is going to fill in and it's just going to be a constant rain. Some predictions in this area, 10 to 15 inches of rain from this storm, whether it's this area or throughout the state of Florida. Wherever this storm goes, it hits Florida. It seems like it's going to cut across the state. It's one of those things, east-west, cutting across the state type of deal. But we are going to be covering this. Sandbag preparation, low-lying areas are at significant risk. I mean, the situation is so bad. Let me just say, a local meteorologist put this out here. Jeff Barreldelli, who is a local meteorologist, and he put this tweet out just a few hours ago, and he said this right here. Now, this is pretty bad because he says, a direct hit on Tampa Bay would mean at least 10 to 15 foot of surge into Tampa Bay. That's the most in 103 years or longer. Gives us an idea of how significant the potential is. And he goes back to these hurricanes. 1848, the Great Gale Hurricane, 15-foot storm surge. The 1921 hurricane in Tarpon Springs, which we talked about, 11 feet. Hurricane Helene last week, 7 feet got in Tampa. Okay, so 10 to 15 feet from Helene, or from 10 to 15 feet with this potential risk right now, Helene had 7 feet, so think a double of that. Think a double in Tampa Bay of what Helene got. Now, we saw down by the hospital, we saw the images of that wall that they were putting up over the area there. A lot of places under there could be significantly underwater like they've never seen. And then many, many other areas too. The rain is starting again. The rain is starting. It's going to keep going hit or miss with this rain. But we're here talking about the storm. We're here following the storm. We're here giving information about the storm. But a lot of the models have it, south of here. Yeah, the rain is. See, these people are out here doing this in the rain. Now, we'll get the information out. So, as far as Sandbags, let me just put in Sandbags, Florida, because there's lots of communities, even on the east coast of Florida, that are giving out sandbags today. I mean, or, sand for you to sandbag. St. Pete is doing it. Bradenton is doing it. Sarasota is doing it. Polk County Emergency Management is doing it. Sandbags in Polk County. City of Newport Richey. Orange County, Florida is giving out sandbags. Here we got a county by county list. Orange County got numerous places. Now it's Central Florida. Central Florida is giving out sandbags, folks. That's how serious it is. Winter Park, Osceola County's giving out sandbag distribution. Polk County's giving out sandbags. Haines City, Seminole County giving out sandbags. Alamonte Springs, Longwood, Sanford, Winter Springs, Volusia County giving out sandbags. In Volusia, Daytona Beach giving out sandbags. Holly Hills, sandbags. New Smyrna Beach, sandbags. Edgewater, sandbags. Ormond Beach, sandbags. Port Orange, sandbags. So those are areas that are even across the state of Florida. Sandbags. For the potential of extreme rain. Flooding rain. City of Tampa, again, is giving out sandbags. Hillsborough County, they're actually bringing in more trucks right here. Yeah, it's kind of like a dirt bags. And this looks like a darker sand than what we saw yesterday. But scary times, folks. And this is the risk people take of being, in these hurricane prone areas. You got people loading up on sandbags. We're gonna take a drive shortly. I want to see what's going on in the Pinellas County area. I'm very concerned about a couple communities here of storm surge, depending on where the storm hits. I'm very concerned about Hudson Beach. I'm very concerned about places in Holiday, Florida, along the coastline west of 19. I'm very concerned about Port Richey. I'm very concerned about Tarpon Springs, Dunedin, Crystal Beach, the shorelines, the outer shorelines of Clearwater, all the way down through Madeira Beach, Treasure Island, St. Pete Beach, in those areas. And then even further south, Manatee, Bradenton, Sarasota, Venice, Inglewood. But what do people do? Do they actually evacuate? Should they evacuate? Should they actually evacuate? Or should you stay? Because you also get into situations where are you going to go? If the storm is cutting through the state of Florida, where do you go? All the way to the south? all the way to the north. Where do you go if you evacuate? Do you go to a hotel? Do you leave the state and go with family? Then you got the gas situation. Like I said before I came here, there was a lot of people already at the stations getting gas. Their lines have started. The lines have started at the gas stations. I do got canned food. We got canned food last night. So I'm waiting for this update for the 11 a.m. National Hurricane Center update to see exactly what they are saying. I want to see the storm track for the GFS because that will be interesting. Will it push south of Tampa Bay? Tampa Bay has all the difference here because you have a margin of error here because the storm as of right now, they have it slicing right through Tampa Bay. Now, if the storm goes a little bit north of Tampa Bay, say northern Pinellas County, Pasco County, Hernando County, then you will get that counterclockwise surge that comes into Tampa Bay and can possibly give them 10 to 15 feet of storm surge. But if the storm goes, the eye of the storm goes south of Tampa Bay and takes it Manatee County or Sarasota County to the south, then Tampa Bay, I don't believe, will get the significant storm surge. It'll be counterclockwise, and you'll get that offshore flow. When Ian hit in South Florida, down in Fort Myers years ago, the entire Tampa Bay got sucked out into the Gulf. I was on the coastline of Pasco County, and the water was so low, you could maybe even walk out a quarter mile offshore. What's going to happen here? What's going to happen with the situation? Where is the models taking it? GFS Florida. Let me see. They put out some alerts. I'm going to try to get an understanding of what they're saying. But more and more of the models have this thing to the south. There has been a push southward with our tropical models this morning. The Euro and GFS do remain over Central Florida. Notice the models in relation to the 5 a.m. cone. It will be interesting to see if the NHC shifts cone slightly south or leans on Euro GFS. Here's some of the latest models. They actually have it pushing south. Some of the latest models have this system pushing south of Tampa. So it'll be interesting if the GFS does that itself. They still have it, the Euro and the GFS still have these two models, still have it over Tampa Bay. However, most of the other models have it to the south. Have it to the south. So I don't know. If it goes to the south, you ain't going to see much storm surge in this area. And I don't want to say keep your, we're at ease, but it could be possible this area has dodged a bullet. Maybe, maybe not. But that, it's always subjected to changing. Things could change at any given time. We will find out. Nevertheless, if it pushes south, that means people from the south are going to get storm surge. No one's going to be able to escape the potential of 10-foot storm surge. Someone's going to get it. Might not be in your community, but someone down the line is going to get it. So some people in Tampa are like, yeah, push it away. I don't want it here. I don't want it here. But you're just pushing it. It's going to hit somewhere else. Now, I'm very concerned for South Florida because South Florida, if it hits across the southern part of the state, goes down by Fort Myers and shoots across Miami, Broward County, West Palm Beach County. See some of the latest storms there, no direct hits, and there'd been devastating flooding down there. People are saying in the chat, Cape Coral. That's where I have my eyes up. I have my eyes on Punta Gorda, Port Charlotte. There's actually a couple hotels down there that I might be staging ground starting tomorrow. That's kind of what I'm eyeing. I'm eyeing a few hours to the south. This is a few hours to the south of me. Now, I will say I'm a little bit, if that's the trend, that's good for me because I have a home here. I have a home here. And I don't want to sit there and say, oh, okay, cool, my home won't hit, but then see reports of other people getting hit. I don't think it's, it's not really fair to say. Not really fair to even say that, because someone's going to get hit. Someone's going to get that crazy storm surge. We're looking live, folks. We are here in Pasco County, Florida at, the address here is 7223 Massachusetts Avenue. This is one of many locations that you can get sandbags. And you can see the sandbags. People have taken that and are getting their sandbags. And they are preparing now for this devastating storm that is supposed to hit the area. Where is it going to hit? I don't know. Seems like people are out here of all walks of life. Looks like I see a lot of people from all types of backgrounds here. And it looks like community members helping community members. All banned, thank you. We want to get that accurate information. We want to be able to report what's going on in real time. As you saw at the beginning of this live feed, there were inmates here. There's inmates loading up. We are live. JLR investigates Pasco County, Florida, covering this particular storm. Okay, so yeah, the weather maps. I'm looking at the weather maps now, and they're interesting. These models seem to be trending this thing further south. Trending further south. We got people next, inmates. We got the inmates out here. This sand area is about to wind down. Look at that. They actually got rid of all that, which is interesting. They did really good of, getting... These things go down quick. That's why they keep bringing more sandbags. So the models, see, I can't say for sure. No one knows for sure. You never know where these things are going to hit. But as each hour passes, you get a general idea. You get more of a general... Oh, I got a trailer and everything. See, this is what we got. Like, the trends seem to be pushing this a little bit more south of Tampa Bay. Just a nudge. Just a nudge more south of Tampa Bay. So, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I mean, I would just say stay vigilant. Stay observant. I wouldn't say trust FEMA. I'm very critical of FEMA based off the response that I've been seeing in North Carolina with FEMA. Where is FEMA? Is FEMA even going to come to Florida? Does FEMA even have the money? The federal government even have the money to handle this situation here? In Florida? I don't know. Lots of sandbags. Sandbag distribution. JLR investigates. What you're looking at is a big sandbag pile. Hello, everyone. Very soon, we're going to be going down to Pinellas and seeing what's happening in Pinellas County in real time. We are live, a live scene at Pasco County. Did DeSantis speak yet on this matter? I'm looking to see if anyone is given like a actual update. See, usually these storms hit towards the Panhandle, not necessarily Central Florida. All right, so here's the latest. According to the National Hurricane Center, the track has shifted 30 miles to the south. More adjust north or south remain possible ahead. Please take this storm seriously. So now the National Hurricane Center has said that it's going to be down towards Manatee County. Last night it was Pinellas County. It looks like it shifted 30 miles to the south. We have a shift, folks. Let me try to get you an accurate model so I can show you. We have a shift to the south. Does that mean Tampa Bay dodges a bullet? Yes. The storm takes us a little bit to the south, folks. Sarasota, Venice area. Another snippet from the National Hurricane Center discussion. The biggest question actually seems to be the intensity as Milton approaches Florida, with much of the guidance showing a notable increase in shear. While some weakening is anticipated, the shear could help transition Milton to be a large hurricane at landfill with impacts spread out over a big area. So that's interesting. That I also saw that in the last 12 hours too. That, you know, a major hurricane, it might not necessarily be a major hurricane. It might go down to a 2, though as a 2, it spreads out more and more widespread. As a result of this repositioning and initial motion, there's been a southward change to the most of the guidance this morning. The new National Hurricane Center forecast is adjusted south of the previous one especially early on, and further southward adjustments could be required if the guidance trend continues. Which means Fort Myers? Or are we talking about Fort Myers? Lisbeth says the shear is parallel to the general direction of the storm. You get some shear and you get some dry air in that thing. Could be less intense. Could be less intense if you get some shear and dry air into the storm. See how many people are out here now. More and more people here are getting sandbags. They just put in more piles of dirt. So we got a southward trend here. For me, I might be pushing myself southward starting tomorrow. South of this area starting tomorrow. Which makes it interesting because a lot of the weather maps in the last 24 hours were having it, oh, Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay, Tampa Bay. Like you're seeing now, people getting a lot of sandbags. But here it could just be just a rain maker. Possibly. Possibly just a rain maker here. Maybe, maybe not. Better safe than sorry, right? Better safe than sorry. But second hurricane to hit this area, and see, here's the thing. Right here, this is the new track. Right here. South of Tampa. New track has it south of Tampa. Sarasota, Bradenton area. Going across to Palm Bay, just north of Port St. Lucie, Florida, eventually going across the state. What does that mean? What does that mean? Sandbags. So we have a southern shift. I think that's pretty good news, don't you? Yeah? No? I'm gonna see what's going down there at the St. Pete area. I'm gonna be checking out the shorelines of Pinellas County. But it might be taking up my car and loading it up with some gas and headed south to Port Charlotte, Punta Gorda. Did Tampa Bay dodge a bullet? People say, nope, not yet. But you know, some of these storms also tend to curve up towards the panhandle, right? But if it doesn't hit Tampa Bay, see how lucky Tampa Bay has been with these storms. They keep just dodging around Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay hasn't got a direct hit in 103 years. Tampa Bay hasn't had a direct hit in 103 years. Yeah, they had storm surge. National Hurricane Center, 11 a.m. update. Milton is forecast to quickly intensify while it moves eastward to northeast westward across the Gulf of Mexico, and will be a major hurricane when it reaches the west coast of Florida Peninsula midweek. Users are reminded to not focus on the details of the forecast, as there remains significant uncertainty in the eventual track and intensity of Milton. While it is too soon to specify the exact magnitude and location of the greatest impacts, there is an increasing risk of life-threatening storm surge and damaging winds for portions of the west coast of Florida Peninsula beginning Tuesday night or early Wednesday. Storm surge and hurricane watches could be issued later today or tonight. Residents in the Florida Peninsula should follow any advice given by local officials and check back for details to the forecast. Areas of heavy rainfall will impact portions of Florida today and Monday, well ahead of Milton, with heavy rainfall more directly related to the system expected later on Tuesday through Wednesday night. This rainfall will bring the risk of flash, urban and area flooding, along with the potential of moderate to major river flooding. Tropical storm conditions are expected beginning Monday across portions of the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico, where a tropical storm warning is in effect. We are live in Pasco County, Florida, at the address of 7223 Massachusetts Avenue. For people that are just jumping in, JLR Investigates. Sandbag distribution, one of many locations now. Most of the counties, I would say by now, have some sort of sandbag distribution given out. That's good. Some people really do need it. Others are very skeptical about if sandbags really work or not. Nevertheless, sandbags, if you want some sandbags, they're at this location, they're actually giving out sandbags, these white sandbags. And it does, I believe the way I just read it was 10 sandbags per person, or per vehicle. 10 sandbags per vehicle. SAR says pumps are better than sandbags. I mean, the gentleman that I spoke to yesterday while he was taking a tour, my friend Cliff Gephardt in Shore Acres that was heavily hit, he actually caulked his house. He actually caulked himself inside his house. It didn't stop the floodwaters, though he claims that he got less water damage than other homes around him by caulking everything. But it still busts through. The water still will bust through. Yeah, he caulked himself. Maybe get some... I don't know what you could do if the whole area is underwater. I mean, when the surge comes in, it comes in at all angles. You really can't escape it. And he was 8 feet. He was 8 feet and still got a foot of water. I think they grossly underestimated the storm surge from Helene at Shore Acres. He said his elevation's 8 point something feet, and he had a foot of water. Somebody said in the chat they're from Cedar Key. Does it look like it's going to the south? Yes, I don't think it's going to affect Cedar Key. I honestly believe at this point, everywhere north of Pasco County will be spared. I really believe that. But don't quote me on that. That's just my opinion. Can't state it as fact because these storms can shift at any time. But I do honestly think at this point, the trends are shooting more south. And if that continues, pretty soon you might be able to safely say that Pasco County's out of the woods. And each county down the line goes out of the woods. I don't think Pinellas and Pasco County's out of the woods yet. As you see, this is going on here in Pasco. Things can change. Models can shift. But who knows, right? I've heard a lot of people in this area say they're not even putting up Halloween decorations right now. You know, nobody wants to put Halloween decorations until, you know, hurricane season's over. I mean, I can't see how you could put up Halloween decorations right now. I mean, particularly when a hurricane's coming, stuff could be blowing away. No, people are saying no Halloween decorations yet. Not yet. Not yet. Yeah, if it pushes south of here, we could just have a rainmaker in this area. The Euro model is showing a slightly weaker system than the GFS and a little slower movement. See, we were seeing pressures yesterday in the 940s. Now I'm seeing pressures like in the 980s, like 984, 982. You know, landfall, which is like a Cat 1, Cat 2. If you get a Cat 1 and Cat 2, I think the storm surge threat significantly goes down from that 10 foot to 5 feet. But the models have this thing south of Tampa Bay. South of Tampa Bay, folks. Will that remain or will it shift back? Will the models shift back? We don't know. But it's starting to become crunch time here. People out here are getting their sandbags and preparing. It's almost like mass chaos in the Pinellas County area. Sandbag distribution. Florida hurricane. Let me just put in Pasco County and see any Pasco County updates before we work our way down to Pinellas County. Pasco County Sheriff's put out a tweet. Pasco County Sheriff's Office is monitoring Tropical Storm Milton. While the effects the storm may have on Pasco County are still unknown, we will continue to share updates from the National Hurricane Center. PSO is also sharing sandbag locations on behalf of Pasco County. As a reminder, sandbag sites are self-served and times vary. Sandbags are provided, but you must bring your own shovels to fill the bags. I'm at the Magnolia Valley Golf Course right now, 7223 Massachusetts Avenue, Newport Richey. That's where I'm at right now. You also have Pasco County Public Works Sea Barn in San Antonio, Pasco County, on Warder Road, 30908 Warder Road. Then you also have sandbag distribution at Veterans Memorial Park on Hicks Road in Hudson. And you also have sandbag distribution, Fire Station 29, Dairy Road, Zephyr Hills. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 locations in Pasco County. If you want sandbags and you feel like you need them, those are 4 spots. You can get the sandbags. 4 spots you can get the sandbags. Sandbag distribution. That's coming from the Pasco County Sheriff's Office. Let's see what else is said. Pasco County Sheriffs have put out a new tweet. They're pretty much the same thing. But folks, The storm has shifted. That's the important thing to share. The storm track has shifted to the south. Let me look at updates in Manatee County and see what's going on there. Manatee County government just put out a tweet and said, "We understand that many are still recovering from Helene, but due to impending impacts of Milton, many recovery sites, such as points of distribution, may temporarily cease operations until it's safe to resume." Oh man, that's bad. So what they're saying in Manatee is they are pretty much stopping their sites, like their pod sites and food distribution sites, until further. They're suspending it. See, I would be very concerned in Manatee County. Be very. All right, the school district in Manatee County is working with Manatee County Emergency Management to monitor the movements of Tropical Storm Milton. It's Tropical System Milton. We will update you through phone calls, emails, and tests, social media sites, and our websites. I have not seen anywhere where they said schools are closed that I know of yet, but I would expect, as far as school districts, many school districts to be closed. Many school districts to be closed starting Monday. Monday because you want to prepare. Tuesday, the storm is about to come. The effects start happening Wednesday. There could be schools out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Maybe not Thursday if the storm passes through and everything's okay. There could be school on Thursday, but I expect schools to be out. Definitely Wednesday. Most likely Tuesday, and a probability of Monday. And whoever gets severe damage, Thursday, Friday after that. If you don't get damaged, I think schools would probably be open back up. Colleges, educational institutions, same thing. Same thing. We are live here at Pasco County at the Hurricane Milton Sandbag Distribution Center. In Pasco County. Come on in, JLR Investigates. We are monitoring this situation. It's almost like a dire situation. Is it mass panic? I said at the beginning, it kind of is when people are scrambling around to the grocery stores. You know, those panic buyers, just like when you had the strike at the ports. We were seeing the mass chaos occurring at Costco for toilet paper. Well, I started driving around before I went live, and I started seeing the grocery stores starting to fill up. And I predicted it would start today, but I think tomorrow will be much, much worse, particularly if you're within 100 miles of the storm. I think the grocery stores, all the breads and canned goods will probably be off the shelves. I know a lot of people have boats in Pinellas County, in Tampa Bay, and I've seen a lot of posts of people pulling their boats from the water, getting them out of the water. See, it's weird because Sarasota County government just tweeted this out, and they said, this is interesting. I mean, they're actually promoting FEMA. This is Sarasota County government, which could hit in Sarasota. FEMA steps for recovery assistance. File your insurance claims. Apply for FEMA disaster assistance. Complete a home inspection. Apply for low interest loan from SBA.gov. Receive from FEMA decision, which we've been hearing a lot from North Carolina people. Denied. But I mean, they're already promoting FEMA, but I thought FEMA doesn't have the money, right? Does FEMA have money, or do they not have money? Because it seems like a lot of people have been turned down. All right, Sarasota government is really active on Twitter right now. And they're saying that the green, yellow, red cycles will only operate when debris management site activities are active. Otherwise, it will flash yellow. They're talking about those areas. Sarasota County is activating the new traffic signal at the intersection of Stickney Point Road and Avenue B to assist county contractors participating in debris management. The signal will flash yellow for a while before being activated to its full green, yellow, red functions. Well, that's interesting. Sarasota posted an hour ago. I don't think they're doing Sandbag anymore. The county concluded Sandbag operations on Friday, October 4th at 7 p.m. If Sandbag operations reopen, we'll share information with our community. Thank you and stay safe. Now, I think that's interesting because the storm has shifted down towards Sarasota and they're not giving any more sandbags out. SCG, Sarasota County Government Emergency Services. As Tropical Storm Milton approaches Sarasota County, we encourage the community to start securing debris from Hurricane Helene. Debris collection trucks are working as safely and quickly as possible to remove debris from our area. A local meteorologist says the recent trends are not friends this morning. The consensus models have shifted south a bit. You see the shift south from Manatee, Sarasota County to close to Sarasota, Charlotte County. We will likely see more shifts in the coming days. The track is not locked in by any means. We have a shift, folks. We have a shift. We have a shift to the south. And if you are in Zone A of any evacuations, I strongly advise you to heed those warnings and evacuate. If you can, if you physically and mentally can, and I say mentally because this stuff is mentally challenging. Remember, imagine you have to go through this a second or third time in just a year. Fourth time. You know, they had Hurricane Ian years back. Some people say, just get out of Florida. Forget the zones. Get out of Florida. Forget the zones. You know, I'll be honest. Me and Magnolia have spoken and discussed moving away from the great state of Florida to another area. Because Florida is ripe for these storms. And, you know, it's nice. Coastal, it's nice. Winter's beautiful. But in the summer of every year, you're on pins and needles. And when these natural disasters, like hurricanes, hit, tropical storms, it's mass panic. A lot of things get shut down. A lot of anxiety. People have to take off work, tend their kids. It's almost like, is it worth it? Ginger says, name a state that would be safe. Great point. Where is it safe? Because if you say, oh, I want to go to the mountains of the Appalachians. Hey, look what just happened. Where is safe? Midwest, tornadoes, west, fires, floods anywhere. Pacific Northwest, you got those pineapple expresses that come through once in a while, right? Where is safe? Oh, another truck has arrived with sand. More sand has arrived. We got more sand. Big truck of sand has arrived. People say Michigan. What about Idaho? Montana. What about Idaho, Montana? I kind of like that area. I kind of like Idaho. I'll be honest. I like northern Idaho. The problem with us as boots on the ground is northern Idaho, the accessibility to airports is very limited. A lot of connecting flights, no direct flights. It's hard to get to Spokane from many places quickly. That's a problem in this line of business. For me. We're not necessarily a studio YouTube channel that reports on stuff and just sits behind the scene and behind the camera. We actually go to locations, so it'd be hard. People say Montana got fires right now. What about West Virginia? What about West Virginia? What about Alabama? Mississippi? Yeah, you want to be close to an airport to be able to get out. People say Ohio. I do not like Ohio. Sorry. Sorry, folks. I'm not a fan of Ohio. I'm really not a fan of Ohio. Sorry. Central New York, upstate New York, it's nice up there. It's nice up there. Yeah, I kind of want to stay away from the I-95 corridor. It's just too congested. What about South Carolina? Like the Piedmont or the coastline of South Carolina. But you know, they could get their hurricanes too. Hugo, 1989. I kind of like Myrtle Beach. Kind of like Myrtle Beach, folks. People said Middle Tennessee. Nashville? Middle Tennessee. People said Indiana. And Indiana, the Midwest seems a little dull. Colorado's nice. I just don't like the policies in Colorado. I just think they got some really wild things going on right now in Colorado. They are dumping more sand. You definitely want to stay in the United States. I would say stay in the United States. I mean, if you're from the United States, stay in the United States. You know, Kentucky's nice. We enjoyed London, Kentucky while covering the manhunt. Very nice people in Kentucky. You know, you want to go where it's affordable. You want to go where there's nice people. For me, I don't, you know, I want to go, I kind of like the little seasons. I don't want it too snowy, but I wouldn't mind it snowing. Also wouldn't mind to see some fall colors on the leaves. I think everywhere in the country is pretty much hot in the summertime. You can't really escape heat. There's some places you can, but not most you can't. I don't want crazy winters. Florida here got great in the wintertime. I mean, it's the best you could get. I don't know what that guy's doing. Oh, another dump truck has arrived. So they keep bringing in the dump trucks. They are not out of sand here in Pasco County. They keep bringing the dump trucks. They keep bringing the dump trucks, bringing the dump trucks. Keep bringing the dump trucks. Yeah, behind me there's a rack of inmates filling the sandbags. So I'm kind of browsing to see like the latest here. And seeing some new information. I see a lot of people in the chat. This is the current scene right now in Pasco County. Keep the chat coming. Where's everyone from? Or we got people in the chat and from Florida. Where's everyone from? Long Island, Kentucky, Arizona, St. Pete. Got so many places. All of you guys are from everywhere. The trends are hitting more south. All right, car. More dump trucks, more people. We're going to go down to Clearwater Beach shortly, so I'm going to let you know what is going on. To the south. JLR investigates very, very soon. Another dump truck come in. Hey, who knows? Maybe the storm will just peter off and just be a rainmaker. You know, last week, a couple days ago, there was just supposed to be a rainmaker, right? Nothing serious. Supposed to be just a rainmaker. Then it turned into a storm overnight. Then it turned up to a major hurricane. Is it going to weaken more and just be just a small hurricane? Or are we talking about... What are we talking about here? What do you think? We call this a major emergency in the area. See, my fear was DeSantis was actually going to issue like a mandatory evacuation, like door to door, like get out of Pinellas County, especially if it was hitting north. I really was worried that they would go door to door and actually force people out. Can they legally do that? Can you legally just say, hey, you have to get out of your home or you're under arrest? Can they legally do that? Some people say yeah, some say no. Then if they, you know, we've known over the years that if you say no, then they say, well, write your name and your social security number. Write your name and your social security number on your arm. So something might be going on at the landfill down there in, there's a landfill issue going on in Pinellas County in reference to the cleanup of Helene. They're saying this one Florida reporter with Florida Politics, Peter Schwartz, says, sources tell me it was an interesting situation at the Pinellas County landfill today. One source says Florida CERT, Florida Emergency Management, seized the landfill because the county has been refusing to accept removed debris. Y'all been seeing the viral videos of the contractor talking about it. Officials are unwilling to talk about what happened, but there definitely was a Florida Highway Patrol presence at the landfill. Sheriff would not confirm confirmation, but did say its assets and Florida motor vehicles and Florida Department of Transportation will, with debris removal, transport, escorting convoys, stopping traffic. We might have something going on at the landfill in Pinellas County we should go check out. I think maybe Florida took it. Does anyone know the address to that landfill that was refusing? Does anyone know that address? Yeah, we're gonna go check that out. There's many landfills, but which one was denying? What was the landfill that was denying? Amy, AF. Here's one for you, Magnolia. Thank you, Amy. Yeah, what's the address to the Pinellas County drop that was denying people or having issues and denying contractors? Because apparently there might be a issue going on today where people said 3095 114th Avenue. 114th Avenue. (3095 114th Avenue). Is that it? We're going to look into this. I'm going to just look. Florida had to seize the landfill because of the Florida. This will be interesting. Oh, look at this. This is what DeSantis said this morning. DeSantis said this morning, in this morning's press conference ahead of Milton, Governor DeSantis explained why the state cut open the landfill in Pinellas to dispose of debris from Hurricane Helene. The executive order said 24/7 state assets had a lot of debris to drop off, and it was locked. There was no one manning it, so they opened it, and that's totally appropriate. We need 24/7. We're supplementing in ways that never been done. So this is coming from the Florida governor at the Pinellas County landfill. Let's listen.
We need 24/7, okay?
I'm curious about a story that I heard here just a little bit ago that potentially in Pinellas County, the landfill had to be essentially cut open so that state crews could get in there and continue dumping debris. Do you know anything about that? Have you heard anything about that?
Yeah, so that's accurate. So the executive order said 24/7. I know Kevin was in contact with the county folks. There was a bunch of state assets that had a lot of debris to dump off, and it was locked, and there was no one there manning it. And so they basically opened it, and they did the debris, and that's totally appropriate to be able to do that. We need 24/7. Right? I mean, this is something I think the local folks have worked hard on the debris. I don't think it's that, it's a lot of debris, right? And so they worked hard on it, but we've got to redouble the efforts there, and we're supplementing those efforts in ways that have never been done in the history of the state of Florida. And so those debris missions need to be round the clock. You are going to save, you could potentially save lives because this debris can fly and hit people, but certainly you're going to have less damage if you get that debris off. So yes, there was nobody manning that site, and basically our folks in the state just opened it, and they're utilizing it, and everything's going to be open. Okay.
Well, that's interesting, right? What happened to the state? Opened up a debris site that was shut down in Florida. Some bureaucratic wrangling going on. Let me look up Pinellas County landfill. We'll see what's happening there. Maybe we'll see what's going on there. This is a live scene. All right, Magnolia sent me some information, but I heard there was multiple different locations, so I'm going to see. I mean, it looks like there's a few of them, but it seems like it's the 3095 114th Avenue North. Swap shop. It might be one of the swap shop ones. We'll have to go check. Somebody told me to move my car. Why should I move my car? I'm out of the way. And there's many cars to the right and left of me. Where am I moving my car to? All right, folks, I'm going to spin the camera around. I'm headed off to Pinellas County, so I'll be back in a bit. I'm going to go to the landfill sites there, and I also want to go to the beach and see hurricane preparations there. So I'm in Pasco County, Sandbags. Listen to your local officials. Even if it hits south of here, you know, better be safe than sorry. Boots on the ground. JLR investigates. We'll be storm chasing starting tomorrow. The rain bands are starting to come in a little bit. Hasn't rained since we've been live. It rained a little bit. I'm headed that way. I might even head even farther south, but that will definitely be tomorrow. We'll see what's happening in Pinellas County in reference to the hurricane preparation. So I'll be back in a bit. Thanks for watching. JLR investigates. Boots on the ground.